Hi there, welcome back to Diamond Ridge Studios. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Amsterdam Standard Series acrylics. So, when I was in Colorado, I ended up going to a store known as Guiry's Art Supplies, and I decided to try out some new type of acrylic. They're called the Amsterdam Standard Series acrylic, and they came in a big tube and they were a pretty cheap price, so I figure why not. I've been able to try out all of these colors. I got the sky blue, the yellow ochre, and Van Dyke brown. The acrylics that I usually use are the Liquitex Heavy Body series. I have used the Liquitex Acrylic Color Basics series. That was kind of my starter set for the acrylics, and then I went on to the Liquitex. So far, they're pretty good. They're a lot thinner than the Heavy Body series, which I think is to be expected because the Heavy Body is Heavy Body, and these are just a standard series, so they have no extra heaviness or thickness added to them. The one problem that I did encounter with the Amsterdam series stuff is when I started painting on this guy's name's Oak, I didn't realize how many layers I had to add to get a more opaque color, because with the Heavy Body series I just put one layer on and it was very opaque and solid, whereas he has about 2 layers on his forelock now, but you can kind of see it up here where it's kind of like a yellowish brown color. That's the way it came out on my first coat, and then I had to do 2 coats to get this more darker brown color, but that was good. And when I used it in smaller amounts on like his eye, it was much easier, but I'll do kind of a little comparison of the two. Okay, so even just by looking at them, you can see the difference. This is the yellow ochre in the Amsterdam acrylics, and this is the ivory black in the Liquitex Heavy Body series. The yellow ochre is a lot more thin and almost smoother, I would say, whereas the ivory black is a bit thicker. So this is very easy to push, very liquidy. The ivory black is a bit more thicker and harder to push around. So you can kind of see it here, how it's a bit more textured and just thicker. This stuff is a lot glossier, and I'm sorry, it looks like a mustard brown. I assure you in person it is not a mustard brown color, but mustard yellow, I mean. And as you can see, it's a bit like thinner and it spreads very easy. Keep in mind that the color is pretty much spot on with the color that the tube is. I know that sometimes the tube color is different than the actual color, which is kind of what I found with the Liquitex acrylic color, the basic series. Is this looks like, oh, it would be a very dark brown, but the inside is actually more of like a very bright blue color. So just some thoughts, but I liked it and I found it very easy to work with. It didn't glob, it didn't create little dots or anything. It didn't come with any like little bits of sediment in it or just like little chunks of pigment. It was all very smooth and it was quite enjoyable to use actually. It's very easy to push around and control on the model, which made for a very enjoyable painting experience. But I do have to say that it is a very nice series, and for the price, I think they were like $6 a tube. It's not bad considering I'm pretty sure this little one was $6. So the Liquitex is a much more expensive brand of paint, whereas this is, for the price, you get a lot of paint. So I would definitely recommend getting these